Everywhere you turn, it's coconut. Coconut water, coconut milk, coconut oil, coconut spaghetti, coconut dog food, whatever. There's coconut everywhere. And it's so hard to figure out, especially when you're doing a low carb, high fat diet, like which coconut product actually works within your dietary pattern. Okay, this video is not about brands, it's not about anything like that, it's about the kinds of coconut products that are out there. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump right in so you don't have to waste any of your time. But I do ask, please, please, please hit that red subscribe button. And then I also ask you to turn on that little bell icon to all notifications so you never miss a beat when I'm posting a video just about every single day. All right, let's dive in. First one I want to talk about, coconut water. Not keto friendly, right out the gate. A lot of people ask me about this, and the reason that there is confusion is simply because people that are doing a ketogenic diet need electrolytes. Okay, and there's so much content out there. Every keto expert in the world is out there telling you that you need to have electrolytes on keto. Yes, that's true, but the amount of carbohydrates that is in coconut water is not going to work on a low carb diet. Now, is coconut water good if you're not on a low carb diet? It's really not that high in minerals. Like, it's not that great. You're almost better off to just have a little bit of salt and take a little magnesium or something, you'll be fine. The big issue is that it is a lot of fructose in this. Okay, so first people look at a label or they look and they investigate into coconut water and they say, well, it looks like it's actually pretty low fructose because technically it's only 15% full fructose. The rest is sucrose and glucose. However, a large part of coconut water is what is called sucrose, which by definition is 50% glucose and 50% fructose. So in essence, you're getting more fructose along with that. Here's the problem with fructose. Fructose does not replenish muscle glycogen. Fructose doesn't do anything with your muscles. Fructose goes to your liver and gets turned into liver glycogen and ultimately stored as fat via de novo lipogenesis. I'm not totally anti-coconut water. I just don't feel like it should be marketed as this sports beverage. It's just a good tasting coconutty beverage. Enjoy it from time to time if you want, but don't fool yourself into thinking it's an alternative to Gatorade or something. All right, anyhow, don't want to get on a negative Nancy run here. Let's go ahead and let's talk coconut milk for a second. Now, I have a couple of different things here because we have some examples. See, all coconut milk is when they take the coconut cream, okay, the cream, the actual like meat of the coconut, and they combine it with water. Now, when you go to the grocery store, sometimes you'll see coconut milk in a carton, and sometimes you'll see it in a can. It virtually is the same thing. The only thing that's different is the ratio of the meat to the water. In a can, you're gonna have a higher ratio of meat to water. Okay, in this case, you're gonna have more water. So my opinion is go for the can as long as it's BPA free. And here's why. When we look at the carton, we have water, coconut cream, and then it contains 1% or less of different gums, gellan gum, guar gum, and then we get into the world of natural flavors and things like that, which is really, really sketchy stuff. Okay, so here's the thing. With a can, we have organic coconut, purified water, and a little bit of guar gum. Guar gum's just a gum. It's not a big deal, especially when it's organic. Natural flavors are sketchy, big time sketchy, okay? You have to know where the natural flavors are coming from. There's no official definition of natural. So what that means is that it could be anything. It could be anything that's natural. The other thing is there's over 100 different little things that they can add into natural flavors that don't have to be regulated by the FDA because they can be considered what are called incidental additives. Meaning, oh, well, we had to throw that in there to balance it out, but it's less than a certain percent. So that means you could be getting some serious chemicals. I'm just not a fan of natural flavors for that, okay? Everything in moderation. So simply put, go for the coconut milk in the can whenever you can. Carton only if you really, really review it. Carbohydrate-wise, you're fine. This is great to make into drinks or whatever you want. Now we move into something very similar, which is coconut cream. Now, coconut cream is very similar to coconut milk, except it's even less water ratio. So it's a lot of just the actual fat and the meat of the coconut. This is great on keto because this is the kind of stuff that you whip into like a whipped cream, okay? Put it in a whipped cream canister with some of the nitrous oxide that they use and actually make a cool whipped cream, but also just mix it into all kinds of baking dishes. It's a great substitute for heavy cream. It's a great substitute for sour cream. Just know that it's very, very calorically dense, and you have to be careful with that. And again, when we look at the ingredients here, again, organic coconut, purified water, organic guar gum. It's the same as the coconut milk, it's just a different ratio. Okay, so here we have, okay, 1 tablespoon has 3 grams of fat, whereas this is measured by 1/3 of a cup. Okay, You shouldn't be having more than a couple tablespoons of this stuff, but it's a phenomenal, phenomenal product. Use it in curries and things like that. Just know that when you cook with chicken or anything like that with this, you want to add this in relatively late because otherwise it's going to separate and you're going to end up with oil and it's going to be kind of a nasty mess. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. We have to get scientific on coconut oil for a second. All right, we have two different kinds of coconut oil. We have refined coconut oil and we have virgin coconut oil. I cannot overemphasize enough how important it is that you get virgin coconut oil instead of refined. Okay, refined is stripped of over 80% of the polyphenols and the actual nutrition that's in coconut oil. Okay, we're going to talk about some studies here in a second, but the important thing is that you know that. Now, simply put, with coconut oil, I would say the largest benefit is going to be A, the antioxidant effect, but B, the actual effect on your gut biome. Now, you heard me talk about this in videos. Okay, increases what's called monolaurin in the gut, which can stave off bad bacteria, staves off what's called gram-negative bacteria, and allows gram-positive bacteria to flourish. It does help rebalance your gut. However, when you look at refined coconut oil, we don't get the benefits. Okay, we lose the benefits. So let's talk virgin coconut oil for just a second. Now, virgin coconut oil is essentially the same thing as refined, except it hasn't been heated, so it still has all the good stuff in there. Now, when we look at the overall science is where it gets fascinating. So there's an interesting review article that was published in Mechanisms of Aging and Development. This is brand new stuff, like January 2020 stuff. Okay, so interestingly enough, beforehand, all the studies that were coming out were saying that coconut oil was bad. Okay, they were saying that coconut oil is going to raise your bad cholesterol and it's terrible for your heart. Okay, well, when we look at this review article, they took a look at two studies that specifically used virgin coconut oil. And when they found that the subjects were using virgin coconut oil, it actually lowered their LDL levels and improved their overall lipid panels. Okay, how come we're not hearing that stuff? Well, because the other studies that are out there use refined. And funny enough, the studies that did use the refined, those are the ones that show a decrease in HDL, an increase in LDL, and overall poor lipid panels. The point is, we are getting benefit from coconut oil that goes far beyond just the fat. Okay, virgin coconut oil clearly has some antioxidant effects that are bolstering the power of HDL cholesterol. By the way, every single one of the coconut products that I'm talking about today, you can get at Thrive Market. Okay, not these specific brands, but like Thrive does have their own independent brands, which are really awesome. Like this Thrive coconut oil is one of my favorites. But anyhow, I put a link down below. They're an online membership-based grocery store. So if you want to get the keto foods that I recommend, the hormone optimization foods that I recommend, really awesome stuff. So it's the ability for you to get that stuff delivered right to your doorstep without having to go to the grocery store and save a heck of a lot of money. And also, they are a big part of this channel. I've partnered up with them on a lot of videos to be able to give my audience just access to things that they ordinarily wouldn't have access to. So check them out down below in the description. Now, let's move on to one that is one of my personal favorites. And yes, it's also one that you can get at most grocery stores. You can get at Thrive. It is coconut butter. And you have to get raw coconut butter. Very important. What's the deal with coconut butter and why doesn't anyone talk about it? Okay, well, I first have my theories as to why people don't talk about it. The reason people probably don't talk about it so much on the ketogenic diet is because there's a couple grams of carbs in it. But it's mostly fiber. Okay, so what this is it's all the benefit of coconut oil, but along with a little bit of the coconut meat. So this is just oil that's been extracted from the coconut, whereas this is oil plus some of the meat. The neat thing is, it's like peanut butter. You use this, it's just peanut butter, almond butter, macadamia nut butter, coconut butter. Okay, this is the actual nut butter form of coconut. Why isn't it more popular? Seriously, it is amazing stuff. You can spread it on things. You can eat it by the spoonful. You can mix it into desserts. You can make cookies with it. All kinds of stuff. And you're getting the fiber, you're getting the protein, plus all the fatty acid benefit. But it's very important, once again, that you get raw, because if it's raw, it hasn't been heated, it hasn't been adulterated, so you're still getting the polyphenol effect. So imagine being able to restore your gut biome with the monolaurin lauric acid effect at the same time also giving yourself the prebiotic fiber that you need to grow the beneficial good bacteria. In my opinion, it is the ultimate low carb fat, the ultimate low carb just butter. Throw out the almond butter, throw out the peanut butter, and go for this stuff. So now you have a basic breakdown of the different coconut products. Yeah, there's more. Yeah, if we go down the culinary rabbit hole, we can find some more unique things, like we can find like more concentrated coconut butters that you might use for cooking and things like that. But the point is, this is the simplicity of it. You need to know what you're putting in your body if you want the most out of your ketogenic diet. So as always, I do ask that you hit the red subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and then do yourself and this channel a favor by checking out Thrive Market and getting your hands on some of the keto goods, fasting goods, and everything that I talk about at one simple place. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.